invite our distinguished speaker, Dr. Lin Xi. He is professor from Emory University. So I'm going to invite Jinjin to actually come up to give more background information about Dr. Lin.
今天我们很荣幸邀请到埃默大学的教授林夕博士，来我们中华专业人士协会第228届年会和大家一起分享他成功的学术和创业经历。林夕教授是1983年从中国科学技术大学毕业，1993年从密西根大学获得博士学位。他目前是埃默大学五官科系和细胞生物学系的终身教授，同时他也是埃默大学五官和头颈外科的科研主任。他担任埃默大学医学院里住院医生、面试委员会的评论员。林教授多年来一直在从事生物技术诊断和溶基因病变的研究工作，并且在该领域取得非常丰硕的学术成果。他是目前美国和世界范围内最著名的溶基因诊断的权威。林教授担任过美国 NIH 和英国、加拿大、新西兰、中国、以色列等许多国家的特邀基金评审人。他在国际核心期刊上发表过50多篇一流的学术论文，同时他也担任多个国际专业期刊的编辑和审稿人。他也组织过许多国际学术会议，并且是学术会议的筹款人。林教授多年来，他获得许多美国联邦政府和中国自然科学基金的重点支持。林教授不仅学术做得非常的出色，他还成功地将他的核心的科研成果转化成实业。他目前是美国一个高科技生物公司ACP2014公司创办人和董事长。这么多年来，林教授获得过许多荣誉。那么最近的话，林教授也被聘为湖北省的主任学者，以及上海市的千人计划教授。接下来让我们一起欢迎林教授给我们大家一起分享他成功的学术和创业经历。谢谢。
非常感谢金姐还有杜会长的邀请给大家分享一下今天要讲的呢，主要是我从我个人的角度来讲一下创业的一个经历。因为我知道因为我第一个创业时间很长，也就5、6年了，而且呢，我一直是在学术圈子里面做。知道我们这里也有教授专门教商科的 business teaching。So first thing I'm going to do， 金姐跟我说就讲中文我就讲中文。就像刚才那个 representative Park 一样，我要先给你们 relate personally， 讲一下我的一些个人的一些成长的一个经历。从到美国来读博士开始，26岁过来，然后呢，博士5年以后博士毕业 ，University of Michigan， 然后是到芝加哥大学做博士后3年，然后那3年期间呢，在芝加哥生了2个小孩，然后96年呢，那个时候34岁到洛杉矶拿到了第一份的独立的工作，在那里待了7年，觉得现在回想起来特别的短，7年就晃眼过去。2003年我是到 Emory 来工作，然后2007年4年以后呢，拿到了 Emory tenure。拿到 tenure 以后呢，我就坐在这个学校的校园里面，就看着学生走来走去有点 get lost， 就是觉得下一步干什么好？因为我又没有什么野心要当什么系主任当什么定的东西，觉得找点事情来干，所以那时候就自己去成立了公司。2007年成立，其实那时候也没做什么事情。2008年呢，倒是做了一件事情，拿到了一个联邦的一个 STDR 的一个 grant， 然后我们这个公司从2010年开始呢，算是有了收入，一直到现在。OK，next。所以呢， 我觉得这是我需要几张比较 personal 的一个照片，就是说我们那个小的时候呢，可能都有比较，当然我比你们稍微年纪大一点啊，都有一个共同的成长经历，这个是文革的时候照相就要拿一本小红书的，所以那时候26岁才到美国来，环境非常不一样，中国也没什么超市，到美，这是我护照上的照片 ，next one。然后呢，就很快这是我女儿的照片，在芝加哥那时候才30出头，那么到后来一直到现在，所以是一个很快的一个进步。我觉得我讲这个的目的呢 ，next one， 就是说呢，我们其实我现在50出头了，很快的你就会到50出头，50出头的时候你会很多想法跟以前不一样。其中的一个呢就是，你像这是我儿子。我女儿现在都去上大学，所以很具体的一个事情你就空巢，然后你就跟你老婆住那么大的房子，然后整天就是两个人对着，所以你想点事情干，所以就直接办。其中一个很大的一个 driving force 也是这个 driving force。Next one， 所以我们2007年，这个可能是08年的时候开始的时候呢。就在那个 Tucker 那个地方租了一个很小的一个笨区，就整个公司就这么大一个笨区，然后可能有2张办公桌，那个时候呢，就是从那个NIH 呢拿了一个STTR Small Business Grant 就开始那时候，我说了，我刚才说了，就说我那个个人的那个经历呢，就是一直在学术的圈子里面。其实我们就像我在中科大毕业，我是7、8级的，我们班里面有44个人，真正像我这样一直走了 dynamic 非常少，可能不到10个人吧，就44个人不到10个人，其他全部转行。那么这个 dynamic life 呢？从外面看呢，当然是 professor 的这种光环啊什么，其实呢压力还是蛮大的。做到 tenure 呢，但有的学校是假的 tenure， 就是做到真的 tenure 时呢，压力会稍微小一点，但是呢还是一样的。总的来说呢，是我们特别是做 research 呢，是 go with the grant cycles。像我一样就做很少的 teaching， 像我们这种 clinical department 呢，主要是教一些 resident。teaching 的任务很少，所以你的这个life 呢most part is judged by the amount of grant money you can bring to the universities. A large part of it. So the tenure decision is a large part is made by the study sections in the NIH. It's very stressful. Every 5 years you just go through this cycle. Especially for us in the research side. There are many changes in universities. I think some are subtle, some are not so subtle. It's actually pushing more and more faculties going to starting their own business towards entrepreneurship. 一个呢就是 change of university tenure policies， 就是。Many of these old tenure policies are changing so much. 真的是这个 tenure 呢是一个强的，它可能只 guarantee 你 10%, maybe 20%, 50% of salary. Other 50% you have to find yourself from grant, from whatever. 甚至于我们那个旁边不是我的旁边一个系的系主任，他公开就在说。中国不是有很多 opportunity 吗？你现在能够到中国去找个位置，我们非常高兴。你到中国拿一半，到我们学校拿一半，完全支持。是这样的。对，所以所以我们也是不是说挂羊头卖狗肉，可以去正式的这么干。And when you are like middle age, around 50, you have this desire to do some translation research. Along the way, you want to make more money. And also maybe you have desire to for an independent life, change your lifestyle. 我 反正跟一些创业的人一讲，你跑到回中国的人呢，有时候就是换一种活法，活腻，我想换一种，这种人也蛮多的。好像下面被 cut off。有的时候呢，有的人也会 be motivated by other so-called less successful old friends, like a friend of mine。他们呢不是像我们，当然中科大前是非常高，现在没有了，清华北大或者什么。他是川大毕业，他就说啊，他们那个时候到美国来，他的学位是在中国拿的。She got her PhD from China, so very hard to compete in academic work. After she finished the postdoc, that's probably the end of it. 他就很难再在 academic 去拿教授，他怎么办呢？自己出去办公司。那么像清华北大这种啊，有很多就像我们科大的很多还在学术圈里，10年以后，川大毕业，当时找到工作，这公司卖掉了，拿了大概差不多1亿美元吧。不干活，就住到三第二个去。所以这些故事不是一个两个，很多这种所谓的 less successful 的人，他们最后经历什么？对，你也是。Makes you think about it. And after when you have done the whole life, you spend your whole life in basic research. In the end, you want to have some more impact, not measured by the impact factor of the people. Some real impact to the society. 所以那这个也是一个 big driver. Before you die, you want to make some real impact. So actually, 现在有很多 maybe I don't know why 需要说到so 很多 opportunity created by either governmental university at different levels. Like in universities, 可以是说他们有很多的 enterprise incubator, makes you go from here to here. So you have the output, either you have collaboration with industry, or you license out your product, or you have a spin-off to sell to somebody else. So along the way, either 这些 university 或者是中国的那些什么海创园啊，这个公园那公园，它会有很多的 policy, either 是 startup money from Chinese government sometimes, or from venture capital. And also 它有一些 help in legal and patents help, like 你杭州的海创园，你申请专利肯定是政府帮你不要钱。他们可以 provide expertise and management and help you along the way to go from here. Next one. So at the individual level, this is data from Canada. Next one is from USA. And in Canada, population is not that great. There are 125,000 new businesses launched every year, and about 15% of the population is self-employed. And 就是25岁到34岁的人呢，这个 activity is highest. And 40% of private sector GDP is produced by this self-employed business. In the United States, actually, this surprises me. 70% of new business started from home, garage. And those survived. We'll see the next one. How many survived? No, we'll go back. Still, there are more than half still operate from a home-based business. And actually, people of all generations are starting their own business. And overall, 15 to 20% of workforce, regardless of age, goes in some point running a startup or running a more established business. This is more relevant. In terms of we're all first generation immigrants, actually the drive to start a new business is stronger overall among immigrants. 60% of first-generation immigrants start or run startup. This is 2012. General U.S. population is 13%. So for immigrants, there's 3% higher. And but the last one is relevant for immigrants. In terms of all the U.S. small business, only 25% of them they say they have significant. Only 12% of them they have their business 25% or more are contributed overseas. So very small percentage actually is contributed overseas. I see that's a big opportunity actually for immigrants. So we have more connection from homeland. But as a caution, this enterprise survival rate. This is the year since the start of business. This is the percentage that still survives. So I'm right there. Was it a business that is 5 years? So about 50% of them die, 50% still survive. But after 10 years, it's 1 in 5. So most of them go downward and disappear, and does not exist anymore. That's just the statistics. Let's define what is entrepreneurship. Before we define 这个所谓的企业家，其实呢 ，next one. This is another word I learned recently. There is a word called intrapreneurs. That's probably a lot of us actually do. Because this is the defined persons to create something new inside an existing company. 就是你天天干的事情，实际上就是 entrepreneurship。然后呢，你实际上做的是一些新的事情 ，allows them to adapt， 这是 keyword，change condition in the business environment。因为你在 company 做也有很多新的事情。然后呢，你可能也 involve develop culture, receptive to new ideas, because new idea is the key to start a new company. So it's just natural. Somebody keep doing this. Someday they're going to jump out and do something for themselves. So, and reaches the level of entrepreneurship. And this is actually a French word. It means somebody who undertakes. And the undertake. 这些企业家 takes risks of starting their own enterprise or invest in other startups. So there are 2 risks they can do. And the hierarchy 企业家就是已经成功的呢，这是 called social entrepreneurship. They do most of us do this for money, but those social entrepreneurship they do it. For different purposes. They could do it to benefit humanity. The most famous example is Muhammad Yunus. This is a Bangladesh social entrepreneur. 企业家，他是2007年、08年的 Nobel Prize winner. 他实际上 invented 了一个 very simple idea， 就是说 the bank can be success by giving out the micro credit to poor people. So 他的 bank 呢，就是有这个 practice， 他们是 lend to poor people and make money from it. And 他的 practice 来说呢，实际上你的这个 default rate 呢，还有各种各样的这个 in terms of economic 的 index 呢，实际上是 not bad， 比那些 normal business 呢，当然现在有很多 controversy about his theory is really working, but still he is really a thinker. Now he started the Yarnus Center for social business. He based his center's philosophy on a totally different landscape. Normally, business is created to make money. He argues, as we age, as people age, as the individual entrepreneurs age, their need actually change. 就是说你年轻的时候呢 ，very care of make money， 但是你老的时候呢，可能你 care 的不是 money， 可能你 care 是你的名声，可能是你 care 留下什么东西。所以说这个其实也是跟 money 一样的 driving force， 它的生产呢就 based on that， do a lot of economic， that drive can also perform a lot of economic activities. So they have totally different goals, like environmental, like economic development for the poor, disaster relief, education and religious. Next one. Okay, all 这些企业家呢都要做这些事情，就是说你想成为一个企业，第一呢你要 identify opportunity， 然后是 explore 这个 opportunity， 然后要 launch 你的 new venture， 然后是 running 你的 business。在这个过程里面呢，第一个是要 somehow you need to grab the opportunities. The opportunities are 由于很多事情造成的 confluence of factors。你比如说是 new market channel， 或者是 social economic channel， 或者是 technology channel。我们所做的就是一个 technology channel， 一个brand new technology that brings out new market. That's what we do. But it could be a social economic change. Famous example 就是说，举个例子就是说以前的那个 gold rush。Gold rush is a social change. It's a social. It's also opening up in the West. A lot of people actually go to the gold rush, but very few of them made money. Less than 1%. 但是呢。Much higher percentage of people who is not in the gold rush, who is actually 做一些帮这些人洗衣服啊，帮那些人去做 transportation 啊，就是做 help 那些 gold rush, they actually make a lot of money, much higher than 1%. So you need to think about it. And also, the entrepreneurial process has a great impact on individual, and also on group, and also on society. So what we do, 我们这些小 company 最多就可以affect individuals' life. 像这个马云这些人做的呢，就是可以 affect society， 因为他做的东西就是说，把这个 economic 的 ecosystem 就是说你怎么做生意给改了。这个改了呢，就把这个 society 就改掉。所以 another thing I want to discuss here is because if you want to start a new business, you have to depend on new ideas. 这个 innovation 呢 include new goods, service, processing method, markets, source of supplies, and the combination of those. 这些 invention 呢could be that, could be brand new, could be groundbreaking, but it does not need to be that. It could be just expansion of existing product. 像 Internet 一出来以后，就有很多可以 add on 的 stuff. A better example maybe iPhone. Around the iPhone, a lot of product actually is like parasites on the iPhone. 就像那些壳子啊，那些新的什么 iPhone 可以插进去的东西，全部都是这些 extension. Yeah, you could even duplicate. When you duplicate, replicate a product, you need to improve. And if you can bring similar things to lower price, better quality, yeah, that's also innovation. Or you can synthesize. And by combination of those things, you may get a better product. Well, this is something I just Googled this morning. And somebody is selling 12 ice in his ice cube for $325. It's a newspaper. And they said they sold a lot of this in Manhattan. Anyway, that's advertising. Anyway, that's not innovation, I believe. And let's talk about what we do. Just very briefly, what we do is in the business of genetic diagnosis. The old way is doing one gene at a time, and very expensively. And because of, as I said, the technology breakthrough, 我们现在呢可以就是说比较 cheap 的把这个人的human genome 呢把它sequence 出来，或者是把一些 disease 相关的基因把它 sequence 出来，这里头就有很多的 information。And for example, depends on how you select those disease-related gene out. Think about finding a needle in a haystack. 草里面找一根针，它实际上是草里面要找几百根针，那个里面有几万根针，但是你要把几百根针给挑出来，所以这个就是它的 idea。所以我们现在我们的技术 next one 就是可以accomplish this next slide. This is kind of wrong, but anyway, what we do is 我们就是把一些 definite genes selectively 把它 pick out and then amplify and then analyze. And this is the old way, and slow and cheap. And 就是说你自己想的时候呢，你要把这些 problem, old method, what's the problem, and how you can solve it. Next one. So this is how we solve it. This is one of the graphs we used our patent application. So, advantage of your technology, how you can overcome the old barrier and probably provide something new and something useful. Next one. So, when you're thinking about starting a new business, there are three things you just cannot escape. And first is observation. You need to collect facts. Then you need to sit back and think about it, and combine the facts and think about is this really something relevant to the market? 因为不是所有的 idea 都可以 make money. 然后呢，你要去 take action to try, and that takes time and effort and human power. Next one. 就像这个你有一个 idea， 但是呢this is the这个是 actual presence of principle, yes and no. 但是你的 judgment yes and no. 如果 yes and yes 是 overlap 的 you have a hit. Then no and no you have a correct rejection. But sometimes you miss, sometimes you get, a lot of times you get false positive. That lead you to a dead end. Next one. So it is very important you think through all these three stages. That first you have an idea, then you have to think, is this something really useful? The market can take it right now. If the market can take it 10 years from now, then it's too early. And then if it's something useful for the current market, then you move the opportunity recognition, then you hope to realize the economical value, the commercial value of it. Next one. So that's the thing, as I said, that's a very complicated process, and the people who can survive in this process are not necessarily those strongest and swiftest. Unless, I mean, if you're doing sports competition, of course, if you're strongest and the fastest, you're going to win. But in this business world, not necessarily. A lot depends on your judgment and persistent. And if you are persistent, keep doing what you believe and think about it through all those three steps, and you may win. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, which school you graduate or how smart, how stupid you are. If you're persistent and really think about it, you have a very good chance to win. Next one. This graph talks about the demand for any new product. 就是所有的 new product 都有个 life cycle. 然后是这个 determines the best time to enter into the new product. And if you can go in at early stages to take advantage of this exponential growth, this is the best time to enter that market. But if the demand is start to saturate, and competition is very fierce. This is a very hard stage to get into. And this curve is the number of people adapt to the new product. So it's a bell curve, but this is an exponential and saturating curve. So it's better to get in on here. Like one example is GPS. GPS at the beginning is expensive but less competitive. So it's much easier to make money if you enter GPS business at this stage. And if you miss that, this may change very fast. GPS is like, I don't know, 1-2 years. Right now it's probably at this stage. It's really hard to make money. Next one. So for any business, I think, in my view, the most important things are at least the money and the people. So how do you get money? It's very awkward in the beginning to talk to investors. I think at least because of these uncertainty problems. Because your idea is so new, investors, it's hard for them to make judgment based on factual evidence. And 这些给钱的人和你的心中的期望值往往是不一样的。他们会把你value very low, then you want to value higher. Your idea how great it is. And some of the investors, many of them want collaterals which you don't have. So how do you do? Next one. Well, I don't know. I mean, at least you can do the following. You can use impression mapping. That's another whole new topic. Yeah, basically, this is just so you create a good first impression. Really prepare for what you do, and create a good story, like YouTube story, like 就像大家在用的这个微信，它有一个 competitor， 最近是 sell Facebook 卖了很多的钱，10几个billion，就是应该是40个billion ，something like that, very huge money。但是，它其实我看看我也用过，好像也不有腾讯，那它就是 good story， 而且它有这个它有它的这个 distribution 跟 Facebook 是 totally complementary。And very importantly is prepare a good business plan. That's another whole new topic. Next one. So when you start your business, you need to think about hiring process and know your legal issues when you hire people and how to keep good employees working with you. Those are very, to me, I don't want to deal with it, but sometimes I have to deal with it. And I think it's better to have some professional HR people to do it, because there are so many legal issues. I just don't want to deal with it. And tax issues and all this. Next one. So this is very close to the end. This is Winston Churchill said, 一个悲观的人呢，他困难的时候，他是老是看见这个困难。然后这个乐观的人呢，在一个机会里面，他这个困难时候老是看见这个机会，而且这个话呢 ，next one is repeated by JFK 1959。他说什么呢？我们中国那个字叫危机嘛，他就说 Chinese word for crisis. This is one word in English. 危机是2个 word， 一个是危，一个是机 ，coexist。每一个危里都有机，每一个机里都有危。Next.
他懂中文啊。
So I hope because the time is short, but anyway, I hope I went through some of the personal feelings about how to start your own business. 不管你怎么做，这些个10个步骤呢，都是你必须要 go through 的。你要 formal incorporation， 你要自己 design， 要 prototype 或者 hire 或者是你把它做出来，然后 make first sale. I believe when you make first sale, even it's like $2,000 in the first month, you'll be very happy. You'll be more happy than probably when you sell $2 million. Yeah, the feel is totally different. Anyway, the next one. This slide summarizes, I think, 5 social skills. 我们中国人就比较弱一点在这个上面，就是你要真的是做一个个人要创业的话，第一个呢 ，social perception 就是说你要会 read people's behavior mind， 这样你可以 manage。If you are weak in this, it's hard to manage people. 还有一个呢，就是 expressiveness。你在不管跟什么样的人打交道的时候呢，你要 clearly express yourself and show your high enthusiasm. 你很热情。如果你自己是个懒的人，没劲的人，你那些 VC 肯定不会对你有劲。所以你自己要 believe， 你不管怎么样，这个东西。我们知道80%-90%的 company actually went down， 就说明这些新的 idea 大部分都是 garbage， 但是它并不影响你在 present 的时候你要相信你自己你自己都不 believe， 别人更不 believe。还有一个第4个 persuasion and influence， 我觉得这个也是非常重要。这个作为一个 management， what you need to do is change others' attitudes or behavior in a desired direction that you want them to go。这个是一个非常 hard 的这个talent to learn。你像最好的例子就是那个马云，长得那么丑，然后电脑什么一点都不懂，但他有一个超级本事，就是讲故事。他在北京那个完全做黄页做不出来的时候，就回到那个杭州去了，带了10几个人，现在都没离开了，就在那个关在里面去做他那个网站，关在也关了几个月，他天天就是给他们讲故事，天天就坐那里讲故事，然后就讲的人家就信他的东西。I think this is something really super。
你说他讲什么故事呢？不励志呢，还是说讲他的产品，讲他的 idea 呢？
商业秘密，其实是。
他讲产品可能 ，I think 我在机场买了一本他的书，对，买了一本他的书，他可能讲的只有10%的时间是讲他的产品，其他的时间呢？
讲笑话，
讲很多是讲笑话，然后呢，讲这个，他总的意思就是说，他要给人画一个饼，让人觉得这个饼是真的。对，如果是大家认为这个饼是假的，他可以夸得很夸张。
你这个美国话一句话叫 sell yourself。
不仅是那个是 motivate， 要 motivate， 而且他那个编程序还是蛮苦的。天天在那要干20个小时，有的时候要干10几20个小时，这个也是蛮苦的。这个 social adaptability 就是说你自己呢可以过各种 life，simple life 你可以过 luxury life 也可以过，而且你也可以 talk to people with all kinds of background. Yeah, I think very hard. It's very hard to for anybody to have all these 5 skills, but you can learn. 所以到了最后呢，有各种各样的 make success 的 criteria， and they are different. Money is not the only thing. 就是说，对我来说，就是说，一个呢，你真的有一个 smooth operation 存在的，那你可以认为是一个 success。然后呢，你可以有这些 employee 呢在 run 你的 daily business， 像我现在。是在 Emory 还是一个 full-time professor， 我基本上1个月只去1次，所以我们有一个 team 在那里 run。我觉得 也算是one way to measure success， and 所以现在是这样，我们现在做 founder 其实是 daily business 是当然了，所以那这个是 internet copy 出来他们说你是努力啊，实在是努力了半天，最后打个屁出来，这个不算嘛，你就 keep doing it. One day you're gonna have shit, you know. So next one, more seriously. So this is a 17th century English writer, and she says. It is a sort of duty to be rich that it may be in one's power to do good. So 很多这个 entrepreneur 他们的 dream 就是 not just make money, actually is to do some good to the society. So with that, I think that's the end of it. Thank you.
刚好上来我们有个感谢状，好吧，跟两个听众 speaker 那个one by one, yeah. We have a thank you the award for 现在一个一手，然后是合影，好吧？那